Well, greetings, Series 10 and Series 24 test takers. This is Dean Tenney coming to you from my studio here in fabulous Las Vegas with an explication request. The best free supplement to your paid study materials is my YouTube channel. But if you don't have a Kaplan Q Bank as a paid supplement, I highly recommend it. You can get a 10% discount at checkout with my Guru 10 discount code. And for that commercial, Kaplan allows me to give you a free look at Kaplan content. I'll help you with any Series 10 or Series 24 question from any vendor. Just easier if the request is from Kaplan because I can bring it up backstage and see what you're looking at. Okay, so a joint account are permitted to give only one quote for a security. What I'm not supposed to do is imply a multiple market for the security. This is more typical of muni bonds than corporate bonds, but there's 50,000 issuers of municipal securities with over $4 trillion in debt outstanding. And maybe in the state of Idaho, we decide UBS and Morgan Stanley, I'll throw into the mix Merrill Lynch, that we're all going to use the same inventory as it relates to providing liquidity and muni bonds from the state of Idaho. That's what that means by a joint account, is that we're sharing inventory, and we're not supposed to imply that you're going to get a different quote. So, if you call UBS in my example, they're calling the same bond desk that Morgan Stanley is calling. And if you call Merrill Lynch, they're calling the same guy. The guy on the bond desk is going to give that quote. And so that's important. You can only give one quote. In other words, if you say, well, I'm going to call Merrill and see what they say. Well, so Merrill's calling the same desk I just called, and the quote is going to be the same, or should be anyways. We know what the bond desk say. Is that same guy again? Tell them this time it's no. So whether the joint account is a syndicate underwriting a new issue. So the joint account where, we're going to appoint somebody who's going to, take the bonds. If, for example, in a syndicate, if it's a firm commitment underwriting, whatever bonds we don't sold are going to go into inventory. And again, this will be another situation in which we're going to have a common bond desk or inventory for that. Or a secondary market joint account formed for the purpose of selling a block of bonds. Again, the way I think you should think of this joint account thing is we're sharing the same inventory, the same bond desk, so to speak. Account members can sell at only one price. Concerning this rule, which of the following is true? So again, what this is about is implying a multiple market for a security when there's not, right? If this is one block of bonds that we formed the joint account for, there isn't a multiple market. And to imply differently would be, deceptive. All right, let's look at choice A. Broker-dealers may not give a quote in this case if it indicates that there's more than one market for the same security. Yeah, that is the violation, right? Implying there's a multiple market when there is not. That would be deceptive and inconsistent with high standards of commercial honor. I do think that looks pretty good, right? Because the whole point of the rule is giving the impression of a multiple market for the security when there's not, because a joint account means the inventory is ours, right? Particularly it's a particular block of bonds. So I like choice A. Let's see what choice B says. Broker-dealers may give a quote in this case if it indicates there's more than one market for the same security. That would not be deceptive. Well, it is. Again, the deceptive part of this is giving the impression of a multiple market when we're selling, right? UBS saying, well, not only do we have inventory in the security, so does Merrill Lynch, so does Morgan Stanley, when in reality, that's the same inventory. C, broker-dealers may sometimes give a quote in this case if it indicates there's more than one market. Again, the rule here is about implying the multiple market when there isn't one. So, B and C sound like they're deceptive. By the way, I have two that say are not deceptive and two that say they are. And on 10 and 24, you got to believe in human depravity and original sin. And more often than not, you're being asked about what would be inconsistent, right? Or would be not consistent with high standards. So anyways, B is deceptive again, because we're making it look like there's a vulnerable market. D, broker-dealers may give a quote if it points to more than one market for the same security that would be consistent with high standards of commercial honor. So let's see, not be deceptive, high standards. Looks like A, again, using my Sesame Street trick, is the one that says this is a problem. So I don't like the grammar and phraseology of the question. I do like to take away this idea of implying a multiple market when there's not. Sometimes they say this in test phraseology as offerings at the market by a sole market maker. So again, if this was a, penny stock, for example, and I'm the sole market maker, I would say, I'm the sole market maker. Here's my quote. I'm kind of telling you that, you're kind of stuck. And whoever you call, if you call TD Ameritrade, they're calling me again. This is coming back to me. So anyways, hope that was helpful. We're going to say the answer to this is A, and I will make sure that I did indeed get this correct. And I will post the rationale for you as well. Hope that was helpful. Remember, inch by inch, your Series 10 or Series 24 is a cinch. Yard by yard, your Series 10 or 24 is hard. See you for the next explication request.